In Shemuel bet Perek bet. Then we're moving on. So we just had Shaul the king die, and David. That's it. David's gonna become the king now. So the pasuk says that it was after this. V'yishal David b'Hashem. David asked of Hashem, "Should I go up to one of the cities of Yehuda?" And Hashem said, "Go up." He said, "Where should I go?" "You should go to Hebron." So he took his wife Achinoam and Abigail, and he went with all his men, and they went to the Hebron, the city, one of the cities of Yehuda, one of the cities where the Jewish people lived, where they were under the rule of Shaul. And then he went and he saw the people of Yavesh Gilad. Yavesh Gilad are the people who buried, and they found Shaul's body and they buried him. He blessed them. He says, "Baruchim atem laHashem, asher asitem hachesed hazeh." Blessed are you that did this kindness with Shaul, that you buried him. He says, "Ve'ata techazakna yedechem." Hashem, you should have strong hands. You should be courageous. And he says, "Gamoti mashchu bet Yehuda lemelech alehem," and they will anoint me as the king over them. Now, problem: David wants to become king. He's supposed to become king. What happened now? Enters Avner, son of Ner, and Ishboshet ben Shaul. Who's Ishboshet? Ishboshet is Shaul's son, one of Shaul's sons that survived. So what did he do? He took him, brought him to Machanai, and he made him king over Gilad. So what happened? He made him the king over Gilad, Ashuri, Israel, Ephraim, Binyamin, and all Israel Kula, all of Israel. That's it. So they already crowned Ishboshet, the son of Shaul. Now you have already Mahloket. How old was Shaul? Ishboshet? Ishboshet was 40 years old when he reigned over Israel, and he reigned for 2 years. However, the house of Yehuda, Bet Yehuda, you Achre David. So already you have a split. You have people who are loyal to Ishboshet. You have some people who are loyal to David. So Mahloket. So what did they do? David was king for 7 years, 6 months of the house of Yehuda. Ishboshet was the king for 2 years. Avner ben Ner went with the servants Ishboshet from Machanaim to Givon. Yoav, son of Seruiah, he's the general of David. So you have Avner, which is with Ishboshet, and you have Yoav, who was with David. They went and they met at Berechat Givon, the pool of Givon, and they were sitting at one end and they were sitting at the other end. Avner said to Yoav, "Yekumu na'arim v'yishochoku lefanenu." Let the youngsters get together and let's spar. Let's start sparring. Let's do something relaxed, nothing crazy. So Yoav agreed. They crossed the pool and they set number 12 for Binyamin and Ishboshet, and 12 for David. 12 of them each. Grabbed his opponent's head and thrust his sword into his opposite opponent's side. So it ended up being that it was supposed to be playing, it was supposed to be sparring, but ended up turning bloody. And they called that place Chelkat Atzurim, which is the field of the sword. So it ended up being a very intense battle, turned into a whole battle. They ended up fighting, and Avner was also defeated. Avner ben Ner, his people were losing. So what happened? The 3 sons of Seruiah were there. Who's Seruiah? We said that Yoav was son of Seruiah. So Yoav's brothers, Yoav, Avishai, and Asael. Asael, the pasuk says, was very fast on his feet, like a deer in the field. Ve'yirdof Asael achrei Avner. Avner was getting beaten, right? And he was running away. He was fleeing. He was retreating. So Asael pursued Avner. And what did he do? Avner turned around and he says, "Who are you? Is that Asael?" He says, "Yes, it is I." Avner told him, "Turn yourself to the right or to the left and capture one of the young soldiers and his weapon for yourself." But Asael didn't listen to him. He said, "Listen, turn away from me. Why should I strike you on the ground? How will I be able to show my face to your brother Yoav?" He refused to listen. Avner stuck him with the back of his spear in the 5th rib, and the spear came out of his back. He fell there and he died, and that's where Asael fell and died. Yoav and Avishai chased Avner because he already killed Asael, and the sun was setting, and and he got a group, and he was on top of the hill. Avner called to Yoav. He said, "Listen, enough. We're a lot of people dying today." He said, "Halanetzach tochal cherev." What the sword? We have to feed the sword forever. What is this? A bitter ending? Tell everybody enough. No more. Let's stop it over here. Yoav said, "Listen." He says, "Chai Elokim ki lule dibarta ki az me'aboker na'ala ha'am ish ma'achrei achiv." He says, as long as God lives, has you not spoken first? Already in the morning we should have went back, not chasing one another. Yoav blew the shofar, and he made everybody stop fighting. Avner went on his side, and Yoav went with his side, and everybody stopped fighting. They were ready. David was missing 19 people, plus Asael, and David killed from Avner's people 360. So David lost 20 people, 19 people basically, and they killed from the Ishboshet 360 men. So already you see there's a machloka and it turned bloody. Too bad Asael died. But over here there's a couple commentaries. Now the Avner, he challenged Yoav to a duel, and he did this. He said, let's do a sparring. But one of the explanations why Avner died is because he was willing to put his people as entertainment, right? A person who says, let other people take the blame, or let other people suffer the consequences, and I'll just be a big boss from the side. That was the reason why Avner died. You're not supposed to do that, right? The king of the Jewish people, how does he fight? He goes first. He doesn't let his people go. He's in the front lines with everybody. So that's why a person has to make sure not to put other people in the fire. Some people, they volunteer others, and then they don't volunteer themselves. So he says that whenever you see this hawk to play, the Tosefta says that Sarah asked Abraham Avinu to send away Ishmael. Why? Because she saw him playing. What does it mean she saw him playing? It means that he was a murderer. Just like over here, playing meant murder. Wow. Now, Avner told Asael, turn left or right. Leave me alone, right? The Gemara says in Masechet Gitin that there was Resh Galuta, right? Resh Galuta is the head of the political leader of Babylonian Jewry. So the Resh Galuta servants wanted to take revenge of Rav Sheshet because Rav Sheshet told the Resh Galuta, the people around you are corrupt. They're not doing the right things. So they want to take revenge against Rav Sheshet. So Rav Sheshet was leaving Resh Galuta's house. They put a mat over a hole, and he should fall inside the hole. So then they said, listen, come, you should sit over here, Rav Sheshet, come sit here. So then Rav Sheshet was blind, and they thought that he's going to listen. They're going to sit on the couch, and he's going to fall inside. So now Rav Chizda was behind, and he made a strange sound to Rav Sheshet. He goes, he made a nice noise, and Rav Sheshet understood. So therefore Rav Sheshet said, listen, little boy, come here. And he asked the boy, what did you learn in yeshiva today? And he quoted, what did the boy quote the pasuk? He said, I learned this pasuk. It says that Avner told Asael, turn left or right. So what did he understand from this? I can't go straight to where they're telling me. I have to turn left or right. At that point, Rav Sheshet was nervous. He asked the guy who was leading him, you go first. I want to go to the left or the right. And after Rav Sheshet left, he was saved from this plot that they had against him. Rav Sheshet explained that Rav Chizda asked him, how do you know to interpret the pasuk that way, to go left or right? He says that there are 3 reasons. Number 1, the sound you made. Number 2, the pasuk the child told me. And also because I thought the Resh Galutas, the people around there, were wicked, so whenever they gave me a chesed, I knew I had to be careful. When you see your enemies trying to help you, you have to be nervous. You have to suspect something's weird. So therefore, I knew right away not to listen. But what do we see from here? That Avner, he killed Asel in the 5th rib. The 5th rib over there is a big hit to the organs, And right away a person could die. You can even stab him in the heart. So what happened? Avner was the commander of King Shaul's army. After Shaul died, Avner supported Ishboshet and wanted to make him the king. Avner led the soldiers of Ishboshet and Yoav led the soldiers of David. In one of the battles, Avner was killed by Yoav. His people were beat by Yoav. He wanted to run away, and Asael was chasing him. He was trying to kill Asael. So Yoav killed him because, at the end of the day, Avner killed him, is because he's a Rodef. Asael tried to kill him, so I'm allowed to kill you first, right? But look, he gave him a chance. He told him, hey, I don't want to do this, leave me alone, stop. So what happened? the Gemara says that the machloket became Avner and Ishboshet. Avner is the general. Ishboshet is supposed to be the king. Avner, they had a machloket later. They broke off. That's it. Avner, he leaves Ishboshet. Eventually, he goes and he helps David. We're going to learn later that he helps David. But at this moment, he was still with what's it called? With the Ishboshet. That's why he killed Asa. Later, we're going to learn that once he joins David's side, Yoav still remember what he did. And Yoav ends up killing Avner. He's going to do later. We're going to learn later that he kills him. But you see that he became this Shemuel bet is very bloody. There's a lot of machloket over here. But the point is that you should see that these are all tzaddikim. They're all tzaddikim. And they don't kill anybody for no reason. They always think in advance. And we have to see in the commentaries why they did each what they did. But there's a reason why this happened. And even look at David. David, the big tzaddik. All the big tzaddikim, they're always naysayers. They're always people against them. And you have to get everybody on the same team. It's not so simple. You have to have a lot of siyat d'shmaya. Baruch Na'olam.